Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to On the Bench with Big Jim. Good morning, Matt. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Good morning, Junior. How are you? Hopefully you had a great weekend camping. I'm I don't know why. We just had a visit. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing great, Junior. That's good. I'm doing well. I'm a little sad today because of what happened over the weekend with a sheriff over in Cowlitz County. We just had a show two weeks ago. It was less than 2 weeks with Sheriff Deputy Joey Crete, and this last Saturday in the evening, Sheriff was answering a call, and he was shot and killed. And I don't know what to think. I don't know where our country's going when people don't respect and behave properly. And I'm going to say it again. If you're behaving right, if you're acting accordingly to what is good, if you're not doing things that are endangering other people's lives, if you're obeying the law, if you're treating your family right, if you're treating yourself right, then you won't have a police officer coming to your door. You won't have a sheriff's officer, a sheriff's deputy coming to check on you or to try and figure out what's going on. And yet, every week it seems that we have people who aren't behaving the way they should, and we have people who have run-ins with law enforcement. And for another sheriff's deputy to lose his life, married, 5-month-old baby. He was a Kelso High School graduate. He graduated from WSU. And I know people who know him, and I don't know him, but from what they say, great guy. Out there protecting the community. And he loses his life on Saturday night, and it infuriates me, because it's not right. This young man who was doing his job ends up getting shot by someone who made some bad choices. And I feel bad. I feel terrible for the family, and the fact that this little 5-month-old baby is going to grow up without his father. It's sad. I mean, what do you think? What do you guys think of where our world is going? And this show isn't, it can be about anything. And when you look in the world today, in the world of politics and the division that's out there, and the intolerance, it's aggravating to see what's going on in the world today. And everybody needs to get out and make sure they make their vote count, because we need to be putting good people in positions of leadership, because what we have currently it's amazing to see the state of affairs, not only in Washington, D.C., but also in Olympia. Things are so crazy right now that it's I can't begin to express my disdain for people who say they want to lead us and yet end up taking us down a path that's not in the best interests of Americans, of people who contribute to society. It's an amazing thing that we have going on in the world today. And I, for one, am disappointed in the fact that I'm disappointed in that we have people in charge that aren't interested in looking out for the best interests of Americans. And what are we going to do about it? Well, I'm not going to sit around and let my country go to pot. I'm gonna, at least share my opinion and make it known that this isn't how things should be. Because that's not how I was raised, and that's not how things should happen in the world. And before I get any further, I'm going to stop and give tribute to my sponsors of the show. I want to thank Jay's Teriyaki for being my first sponsor. Jay's Teriyaki Grill is delicious noodles, fantastic teriyaki, and crazy huge portions, making this the best bang for your buck in the area. You can't go wrong by stopping at Jay's Teriyaki Grill for lunch or dinner. Whether you eat in, pick it up, or take it home and or back to work, doesn't matter. Go try it yourself. It's on the corner of Alder and Broadway at 123 East Broadway Avenue. Call 765-5155 Jay's Teriyaki Grill and tell them Big Jim sent you. I want to thank all of my sponsors for being with me. I've had a different weekend because my wife and daughter drove down to Utah for my other daughter's birthday. So happy birthday, Madeline, last week. And they celebrated Madeline's birthday, and then Saturday, Madeline and Cindy flew out to Philadelphia, and so to spend spring break with Andrew and his family. And so I've been home alone and piddling around in my shed and making some stools and stuff. But a lot of time to think. And I don't know where our world is going. In some instances, I see a lot of positive. I see a lot of good things happening. And then again, good morning, Mike. I see a lot of divisiveness. I see a lot of hypocrisy. And you're very right, Junior. Somebody's stupid choice. People need to be accountable for the decisions that they make. And they need to be responsible enough to own up, when they've made mistakes. But to infringe on someone's safety, like this individual did with Chef DeRozier, that kind of action, that kind of those kind of decisions. Where are those decisions coming from? What's the start? Where does that begin? Where does someone think that it's okay to point a gun at another person? And if you're defending yourself, but if an officer of the law is pointing his gun at you, it's because he's trying to get the situation under control. And if you're not doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to fear. And you answer his questions, and you get things sorted out so that there's not a misunderstanding, so there's not something that's going to jeopardize somebody's life. I don't know, my show I appreciate you people who watch. and share this video so that other people can actually stop for a moment and ask themselves, what can we do? What can we do to fix the mess that we have in the world today, where people are disrespectful not only to the police officers but to one another? It's not about just yourself. I'm just disappointed in how people are behaving, and it's a disincentive for officers to go out and to work and to protect their communities because the fear of this happening to them. And that's 2 sheriff deputies that have been killed within a month. And they're doing their job. They're responding to a call. They're responding to someone's request to help, protect them, protect the community. And then this happens. They tragically, their lives are ended, and it's going to make more of these sheriffs question, why am I doing this? Is it worth it? And that is the message, that we need to learn to respect one another. And yes, everyone has rights. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom to protect ourselves. And that's what all of those things are for. Good morning, Patrick. But when you think your right infringes on someone else's rights, because you're more important, that's where we have to draw the line. Because that's not true. Your rights are your rights, but you don't have the right to infringe on someone else, on their rights, on their civil liberties, on their safety. You don't. And you need to figure it out. Before I go any further, I want to do another sponsor commercial. Thesis Merchant Solutions is the company that I run, and Central Payment is now Thesis Merchant Solutions, but nothing has changed. Free equipment, the lowest processing costs, and local customer service. If you're looking to improve your bottom line, check your statement and let's see what fees you're getting charged. We can customize your processing costs and provide you with the best customer service and free equipment. Thesis Merchant Solutions wants to partner with you to make your business successful. So call me at 750-5676 for a free analysis. And we can get you taken care of. Yes, Patrick, that's what we're talking about today. We don't understand why people do these kind of things. And, we just talked about this 10 days ago on Friday. I guess it was the 5th when I visited with Joey Crete. We had a great visit about what it is we can do to help change the attitude about law enforcement and to show respect and uh, make our communities even safer. And again, this last Saturday, an officer, a sheriff deputy, lost his life trying to do his job, and somebody made a bad choice and felt that it was in his right to protect himself with a gun. And law enforcement isn't coming and violating people's rights to where I think you need to be defending yourself from the police or the sheriff or the state patrol. We don't have that kind of a state. We're not in that kind of a state right now. The only time a police officer or a sheriff's deputy or a state patrolman is going to confront you with a gun is because you're doing something wrong. You're doing something dangerous. And they feel they're endangered. And you need to be controlled. And when that happens, you need to comply. Because they wouldn't come and see you if it wasn't that. If it wasn't that bad. They're not looking for trouble. Those things aren't happening. I honestly don't. It's amazing that we're in this type of a situation in our world today. And I hate to dwell on the negative. And because it's depressing and it makes me angry and it gets me fired up, and I don't need that. I don't need that angst in my life. What I'd rather talk about is like my show from Friday. It was kind of weird. I taped it on Wednesday, and it was the Adam Eli video. It was episode 15. So go back and look at episode 15 on the Bench with Big Jim. It's a story about Adam Eli. He's doing good things. I saw his video online, and I wanted to visit with him, and he was able to visit with me, and the only day we could do it was Wednesday. And so we taped it on Wednesday, and then I shared it I made it public on Friday. But the date's on Wednesday. But go ahead and look at it. Check out the good that Adam Eli and Hard Luck Automotive Services is doing in Oklahoma. It's a little town near Oklahoma City, in Choctaw. I consider Adam a friend now. What a great individual. He's out there helping people and helping lives. So when we're done here today, I want you to go back and look for episode 15 of On the Bench with Big Jim, and watch Adam Eli's story. It's a wonderful story, and what a great guy. And the only day we could visit with him, because he's going to be busy, his life's going to change. So go watch episode 15 of On the Bench with Big Jim, and you'll see what I'm talking about. My the next sponsor that I want to thank is Fredericks Jewelry. At Fredericks Jewelry, they provide custom designed jewelry and expert jewelry repair. Not only do they sell and repair jewelry, but they also have beautiful and fine gifts, from glassware, vases, vials, to gold and silver watches, ceramic sculptures. With over 60 years in the business, they're ones that you can trust with jewelry, watch repair, and fine gifts. Serving Moses Lake since 1953, Fredericks Jewelry is at 208 West 3rd Avenue. You can call them at 509-765-6331. Also see what's happening on their Facebook page at at Fredericks Jewelry ML. And go see Nick and tell him that I told you to give him a visit. Nick and I went to school when we were little kids, and he does great work in the world of jewelry. Tiger Woods. The only reason I bring up Tiger Woods, I golf maybe once a year at a charity tournament or something. But for him, and there's a little clip on Facebook where Tiger's holding this iPad or some sort of device, and he's watching all of these people. It's a collection of people saying how there's no way he's ever going to win again. And person after person after person. And they're all big-time sports people, Colin Cowherd, and even though Colin Cowherd's from Washington, I take these people, I take these people at face value. I'm not a big, I'm not a big celebrity fan. But they're in a position where they talk, and millions of people listen, and all of them were saying how Tiger is not going to win. Tiger's not going to win, and then he wins. He wins his 14th Masters, and I just have to applaud that he had a great weekend of golf, and I wish him the best of luck. He's had, he had the world by its tail. No pun intended. And he made some bad choices and got some egg on his face. And that's what happened. Well, that's what happens with celebrity. You get in trouble, and you get all this money, and you got yes men all around you. And he had some injuries, all kinds of things like that. And I felt bad. I felt bad for Tiger, in a way, because he had some pretty hard times. But I feel he's vindicated himself in that winning the Masters this last weekend. He was able to. Overcome all of that and prove a lot of people wrong. And the thing about this commercial or this little video clip was that he doesn't say anything. He just smiles at the end. But that's all that needed to be said, was that he shut all those people up. All of the naysayers. And it was pretty cool. So, Junior, just to answer that, I think Pete Rose should go in the Hall of Fame. He was one of the greatest players in baseball, and the reason why he's not in there is because he purportedly gambled on the game, and I think a lot of people have. But his contribution to baseball And the fact that sports writers are the ones that put people in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Those guys, you know, they made a living off of writing about how great Pete Rose was and all of his contributions to the game. And they're the ones keeping him out. When he's on the field, he was all in and played hard and was out there for the right reasons. And the fact that they're keeping him out of the Hall of Fame is a shame. It is shameful. And they have no business. They have no business of keeping him out of the Hall of Fame. So, that's just my thought. As far as sponsors goes, last but not least is Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile is where you can get 4 lines of unlimited gigs when you switch to Boost Mobile. Includes the mobile hotspot per line, available in-store and online. Get up to 4 free LG Style 4Ss when you switch over to Boost Mobile. Go to their website, boostmobile.com, and go see the great people at Boost Mobile, 301 East Broadway, Suite C in Moses Lake, or call 765-4298. Their store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and on Sundays, noon to 5 p.m. So go see Boost Mobile to take care of your cell phone needs. I want to, something else, real quick. My good friend Rene Torres, he's the coach at Victory Wrestling. One of his wrestlers this weekend made a world team as a 15-year-old, U15. He's going to be wrestling the World Championships in Budapest this summer. And my good friend Rene Torres has a world team member, which is very, very cool, Greco-Roman. And I want to tell the Ayala boy congratulations. And it's a great thing. Washington Wrestling is doing great things, and we'll talk more about that as the summer goes on. I want to thank everybody for letting me rant this morning on I thought I had it around here somewhere. On Wednesday's show, I'm going to be visiting with Ty Swartout, and we're going to talk about the condition of Moses Lake. And coming up in May, there are some events in regards to a cleanup activity in for Moses Lake, and we're going to have Ty Swartout on the show with us. Good morning, Rick. Good to see you here. But we're going to be talking about the Moses Lake Watershed Council addresses concerns on the local water quality and what we can do to help improve the water quality here in Moses Lake. so people can continue to enjoy the benefits of having a lake, living on a lake somewhere here. So I want to thank everybody again. Thank my sponsors, Jay's Teriyaki, Thesis Mobile Solutions, Fredericks Jewelry, and Boost Mobile. And if you'd like to help out, contact me here on Facebook. Again, thanks everybody, and I hope you all have a great day. We will see you on Wednesday.